People indulge way more than they need to. And I know there's a fine line between like being frugal and then just not living at all. And it's tough, but honestly, at the end of the day, life sucks. I'm sorry, life is just, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do, difficult thing to go through. But I would rather suffer now than to suffer later. And I think being frugal is just the way to go, especially now. We're supposedly entering hyperinflation, and if anybody watches Clear Value Tax, shout out to him. But he's been kind of my news on this, and after watching his videos, they're very clear, and I understand what he's saying, and I kind of agree that we're we're definitely entering at the very least some type of inflationary environment. He showed the M2 money supply in a video he just made. They're printing so much money right now. Inflation's going crazy. You need to be investing into something, and for most people, you don't have a lot of money to invest in because most people just aren't, incredibly rich. So you need to save as much money as you can. And I know it's tough, but just come on, man. People spend so much more than they need to. This girl that I work with complains about her significant other wasting a bunch of money, and she said they were even late on rent, but then she'll buy food like every single day at work, and then these past couple of days she's been consistently getting Red Bulls and like cookies from this coffee shop next door. It's like, bro, especially if you're in a tight situation like that, why are you buying this stuff? I know you're hungry. We got soup at our job, and maybe it sucks, but you kind of got to ride that out for a little while. And another guy that I work with, he doesn't do it as much anymore because I've gotten onto him about it, but he would get food because I work at a restaurant. He would get food like every day, and we have half off, but still, like $10 a day, bro. 5 days a week, 20 days a month? That's $200 a month. That is so much money. Even if you just save, like, I know cooking is it's its own beast, and having something just completely made for you, especially when it's half off, is very enticing. Even if you only save like $100 by shopping and making your own food, that's still an extra $100 you could use to put your money somewhere. Buy gold, buy S&P, whatever you want to do. Just to invest into assets. And maybe I'm rambling in this video. I didn't really have too much of a plan other than I just wanted to talk about frugality. And I've noticed, I've been doing some little research because my channel hasn't been doing the best. And I've been looking at, YLearn and BizPath, people that are doing fairly well in this whole YouTube commentary niche. And I feel like I've probably strayed away from the commentary a little bit in an effort to teach. And so I just wanted to come back and do kind of a commentary video. I'm trying to do it all in one take, I guess. Yeah, I want to be as raw as I can. But I guess back to frugality. Maybe for me it was easier because honestly, my whole entire life maybe I didn't understand the value of money per se, but I've always been naturally kind of frugal, and I've always been interested in really passive income, but just making money, being smart with my money. So it comes easier to me, and I don't really have any, what's the word? Any like major wants or desires to spend money. Like I'm content. I have I have a girlfriend that I love. I have a roof over my head, and I have goals that I'm working towards. I just told my friend that yesterday, Chris. If you watch this, it's a little callback, but I think those probably give me a lot of peace and fulfillment. And so I'm not worried. It helps, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not worried about spending money as much, and you got to do what you got to do. Some people may make fun of you. Some people make fun of me, hate me, whatever. Because I live with my grandparents, and so a lot of my bills get paid. But Again, especially in this hyperinflationary environment, and if you're young, you know what I mean? Like, live with your parents as much as you can. Do something, whatever you're gonna do, like live in a duplex or whatever, you know, or roommates, whatever you can do to save money. People might make fun of you. My boss is a very jealous, very hateful person, and she makes fun of me all the time about my investing and finance stuff, because I talk about it all the time. Again, it's something I'm pretty interested in. But I mean, even stuff outside of finance she'll make fun of me about. Like, I really like watches, and she talks crap about that. But anyways, I guess that circles back to one of the points of this video. Literally no one cares about you, right? 99% of people on the earth don't care about you, so why should you care about them? You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. You got to help yourself. If that means maybe living with your parents for some years, or living with roommates or whatever, you got to do what you got to do to save money, to be able to plow that into investments, or anything. I save a lot of my income because most of my bills are paid. I'm very fortunate. I know that, and I'm very appreciative of that. But that's allowed me to, well, one, it's given me the time to be able to even make YouTube videos and still enjoy my life. But yeah, invest like 90% of my money, and I'm very thankful for it. But people just, I don't know. I know people may know what they need to do, and it's just easier to do things that, I guess, fulfill you right now, for lack of a better term. Or I know people have hobbies, and not to downplay that, I think it's great to have hobbies. But God, like, I remember my last job, this guy that I worked with was really into cars, and he spent like his entire paycheck on a car part. Um, and I'm like, bro, dude, like, obviously, again, hobbies. It's good to have a personality, because really, at the end of the day, that's what life is. You know what I mean? Life isn't about money; it's about happiness, in my opinion. But yeah, like, that's your whole paycheck. And then what made it even worse is, not too long ago, or not too long after that, he totaled his car. And thank God he survived. But like, he got in a really bad wreck. And to think about all that money that I guess just went to waste, to be honest. I think being frugal is so important. There's that saying, what was it, Ben Franklin? A penny saved is a penny earned. That was before taxes. That was before all this inflation. It's like a penny saved is like a dollar earned at this point. um but another, I guess, thought quote that I've heard is, a penny saved is a penny that you can invest with. I think Bizpath probably said that, but I think that's so true. And maybe I'm just a huge nerd, and my whole life kind of revolves around investing almost. But at the end of the day, obviously, it's something important to do, I guess. And maybe I just got lucky with the stuff that I'm into, but it's a hobby for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy, like, looking at companies, talking about companies. I enjoy watching videos about it. Um, I don't even remember where I was going with this. I'm gonna have to rewatch and try to figure this out. Honestly, I have no idea where I was going with that, even after rewatching it. But I was probably gonna say something along the lines of, I just enjoy, like, getting my paycheck to be able to invest. I enjoy seeing the numbers and shares and stuff like that go up. It's really fun to me. Um, I actually got paid today, and I'm super excited. And obviously, I still gotta save room for life. I enjoy taking my girlfriend out on dates every so often, but I don't have infinite money. So, in my eyes, just using my work as an example, I would rather starve during my shift, and we have little free stuff, bread, soup, chips and salsa, so I can snack on that if I'm really, really hungry. But I would rather do that and save my money every day instead of buying a meal, and then I can just use that to go on a date with my girlfriend. So even if your expenses stay the same, I guess what I'm trying to say is you can be frugal in certain areas and just kind of transfer that money over into other areas and just open up those experiences for you. You might have to do a little bit of girl math, but you can not spend a couple dollars on this every so often, and then you can spend a lot of dollars on this once in a while. So, yes, I may starve at work a lot, but doing that to be able to take my girlfriend on dates, I'll do that every day of the week. Again, I don't really have a plan for this video, and it's more of a rant commentary, but I guess in an effort to give you some type of value, just try to map out your life a little bit. Try to just take a second to look at all your expenses, add them up. I know some people don't realize the importance, I guess, of frugality. You can buy a coffee like twice a week and 32-40 bucks a month. That's like a tank of gas or, a share of SCHD, something. People don't, and I know like 40 bucks a month. Wow. That will add up. I mean, do the math on that. At the end of the year, you could use just that to invest with, and in a few years, especially with average market returns, you'll be sitting on a good chunk of money. Um, what am I even trying to say? I guess the point of this video is life is gonna suck. I'm sorry. Just take it in stride and just maybe appreciate it, especially if you're young. Just take the shittiness, for lack of a better term, take it now. Just be frugal, use that money, plow it into like some investments, and every so often you can use some of the money that you saved from being frugal and live a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Don't save 1,000 and then spend it all in one night. But I guess I just wanted to talk about this because not everyone, really no one is frugal. No one appreciates it, at least. And especially younger people, man. And I talk to them all the time. It seems like every day I talk to one of my friends or whatever, and they're always spending money. And I know people have bills. Again, I'm in a super fortunate situation, but some people just spend their money on unnecessary stuff. You can take a few years while you're young, especially build up some kind of foundation. It doesn't even have to be a lot, but maybe from like age 20 to like 22, 23, you invest for a little while, and then you're sitting on like I don't know, 10 to 20K. Like it's not a substantial amount of money, but it's sure as hell better than where you were at like 20, assuming you had zero, obviously. But I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? That was kind of it on the frugality section. Again, I'm sorry it's all over the place. I was literally just kind of using this video to ramble and do a little bit of commentary. But on that note, I have been watching other channels. I've been trying to figure out ways to grow because my views have been kind of bad recently compared to what they were just a few weeks ago. And I think part of it is because it's almost like I'm just listing everything, and it's like I'm looking at numbers, but it's a bunch of boring stuff. And I need to kind of maybe get a little bit more into commentary, especially with the whole Call of Duty thing. I mean, the old COD commentaries. I mean, that's that's the literal niche that I'm in. And so I'm trying to figure it out still. I've been trying to brainstorm videos in a way that I can make them commentary-esque, and maybe I'll just have to, I'll try to be able to combine the two with practice. I'll try to figure that out, but maybe I just need to have like kind of a little bit of a plan, and then, maybe every 3 videos or 2 videos or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like maybe one video I can do stock analysis, boom, and then another video I can do, like commentary, and then another video I can do like a general finance, and then kind of go back to stock analysis or like a portfolio update, or whatever. I have no idea, but I'm maybe some type of schedule, so like every 3-4 videos I can do a commentary, or maybe I just switch more into commentary, and every 3-4 videos I can do stock analysis. I really have no idea. If you have any thoughts, let me know. If there's anything that you'd like to see, please let me know. I love the comments. I love talking to you guys. I just wanted to get on and talk. Anyways, if you're new and you want to actually learn something in a bit more of a structured and concise manner, my last video talks about sequence risk, and I think it is a huge killer of some people's portfolios if you're not aware of it, and no one really talks about it too much, so go check that out. Other than that, if you got anything out of this video, consider commenting, consider subscribing. Good luck on your investing journey.